Given question is asked in GATE CSE 2015. They have given a program and asked if get6 function is called in main, then how many times will the get function be invoked before returning to the main. Okay, so if this function is called from main, then how many times this get function will be invoked, we have to identify. So here if you see, if n is less than 1, then return. Okay, so any value which is less than 1 which will return. Okay, it means it will be invoked only one time. Suppose we have invoked it for g of -1. Okay, so if we are calling it with g of -1, then how many times this get function. Okay, I am using a short get for g for get. Okay, so if this is invoked for n value -1, then how many times this get function is invoked? Only one. Okay, that is this itself. Okay, now if this is called for g of 0, then also it is invoked only one time. Okay, and now if it is invoked for g of 1, okay, then how many times this function is called? For g of 1, if you see, if we go here, 1 is less than 1, condition will be false, so we will go here n minus 1. 1 minus 1 will be g of 0. Okay, and another will be called n minus 3. 1 minus 3 will be g of -2. Okay, and of course that printf function, no, sorry, this printf statement, so we are, because we are considering only how many times this get function will be invoked, so leave that. So here one function call with this, one function call this, and one this itself, g of 1 also invoked. Okay, so +1. Okay, now if you see here, how many times this g of 0 means one time invoked. Okay, 1 here, and this g of -2, any value less than 1, so this is also one time invoked. Total 1 plus 1 plus 3. So for g of 1, this get function 3 times invoked. Now फिर for g of 2, what will be the function called? n minus 1, which means g of 1. Okay, and n minus 3, which means 2 minus 3 will be -1. Okay, and this g of 2 itself, so one function call is this. So here, what, how many times this g of 1, for g of 1, 3 times get function will invoke, so 3 here, -1 1 time, +1 already, 3 plus 1 plus 1 equal to 5. So for g of 2, 5 times that function will be invoked. Now let us see for g of 3. For g of 3, what will be the function called? G of 2 plus 3 minus 3, g of 0 plus this g of 3 itself. Okay, so for g of 2, how many function call? 5. Okay, g of 0 1, total will be 7. 5 plus 2 will be 7. Now for g of 4, function call will be n minus 1, which will be g of 3. plus n minus 3. 4 minus 3 will be g of 1 plus this g of 4 itself, which will be 1. Okay. So how many total function calls? There are g of 3 means 7 here, and g of 1 itself. Sorry, g of 1 means 3. Okay. So for g of 1, 3 functions called, total 7 plus 3 10 plus 1 11. Okay. So total 11 function call. Now for g of 5, for g of 5, g of 4 plus n minus 3, that will be g of 2 plus 1. Okay. So for g of 4, how many function call? G of 4 total 11, and for g of 2 total 5. So for g of 5 total will be 11 plus 5 16 plus 1 17. Now for g of 6, for g of 6 there will be g of 5 plus n minus 3, g of 3 plus 1. So for g of 5 total 17. For g of 3, we see here, for g of 3 total 7. Okay. So for g of 3 7 plus 1. Okay. Total will be 17 plus 7 24 plus 1 25. So when this get function is invoked with g of 6 or get of 6, then how many total time this get function will be invoked? That is 25. So our correct option will be option B. Okay. I hope you got the answer. Thank you.